Hello friends, welcome back. Myself Arvind Meshram, KBT College of Engineering, Department of Electronics and Telecommunication Engineering. We are dealing with the subject Mechatronics for third year ENTC semester 1. In earlier video lectures we have seen the definition of mechatronics, some products, appliances, process of mechatronics, key elements of mechatronic systems, and various levels and design aspects of mechatronic systems. Today we see one of the important parameter of a mechatronic system, that is gears. You can see gears everywhere in the mechatronic system where rotational movement or translational movements are needed. Very first we will go with the terminologies used with the gears. There are gears which can be a driver. Driver is a gear with applied force from where we are giving the power. Follower is the gear which is doing the useful work. Driver is giving the power to a follower. Driver may be smaller or larger than follower depending upon the applications. To have the speed up or to have the speed down, the size, radius of driver or follower can be changed. The one is idler. It is the gear turned by a driver and turns followers. So idler is a gear which is in between a driver and a follower. Idler are used to give the clockwise movement to anti-clockwise movement, or the rotations may be changed, or sometimes idlers are used for speeding up the driver speed, the follower speed. Gear train is nothing but the n number of gears meshed or engaged in a row. Geared up is nothing but a large driver, small follower, which will speed gear train up. That means the power given, rotational power given, is geared up. The next one is the geared down, that is it is having small driver and large followers, which will increase the torque or turning force. One more important is the compound gears. Here the idler is in the same gear. We'll see when we proceed on these terminologies. Some basic gear properties. When two gears mesh are engaged, driver makes follower turn in opposite direction. You can see when the driver is in clockwise movement, the follower will be in anti-clockwise movement. If we want the driver and follower to be in same, either in clockwise direction or anti-clockwise direction, we have to use the idlers. Odd number of idler gears make the driver and follower turn in same direction, odd numbers, 1, 3, 5, etc. If we want to change the direction, then the number of idlers may be 0 or 2 or 4 or 6, even numbers. When large driver turns small follower, it is called gearing up and speeds up the gear train. When small driver turns large followers, it is called gearing down and increases torque, that is turning force. The same will be visualized in the next PPTs. Now the definition, what is meant by gear? Gear is a wheel with teeth on its outer edge. The teeth of one gear mesh or engage with the teeth of another, as we can see over here. So one is a follower, another is driver. Their teeth are engaged or meshed together like this. These are the gears example. What is driver and driven? So two meshed gears always rotate in opposite direction, as we know. We are knowing here one driver and another is the follower. We are giving the power to the driver and follower is following that power. Here the smaller one is the driver gear and the larger one is the driven gear. So we are giving the power to driver and you can see the direction is in opposite. So this type of mechanism, this type of engagement is called as the spur gears. Now the idler gears. Here you can see the driver gear and follower gear has same direction, that is in anti-clockwise direction. So in between these two driver is nothing but your idler. One is driver, the upper one is the driver, the lower one is the driven and the middle one is called as the idler gear. As we have discussed, if the number of idler gears are 1 or 3 or 5, that is odd number, then driver and driven are having the same direction. Simple gear train. Multiple gears can be connected together to form a gear train. Here you can see 3 gears are connected together or meshed together. Meshed or engaged together. So 1, 2, 3. So middle one is here idler one and the first and third is driver and driven gear. So driver and driven gear has same direction and idler one is having the opposite direction. It is called the simple gear train. In simple gear train, each shaft carries only one gear wheel. Only a single gear wheel is there. When we are talking about the compound gear train, you can see here compound gear train, then another gear is fixed with the first one, that is nothing but your driven gear, driver gear. This is a driver gear, this is the compound gear and this is driven gear. Here we can say compound gear is an idler one. If two gear wheels are mounted on a common shaft, then it is a compound gear train. Compound. This type of trains are used for various types of applications. Depending upon the applications, we can use the compound or simple gear train. This is one more example. Animated view, you can see the compound gear train. Okay, the different type of compound gear trains you can see over here. Next is the gear ratio. This is very important factor, and also in examination the numerical is asked on gear ratio. Gear ratio can be defined as the ratio of teeth, number of teeth of driver to driven. It is given by this formula. Gear ratio is equal to number of teeth on driven gear divided by number of teeth on driver gear. This is called the gear ratio. Gear ratio gives us the transmitted powers or power to be transmitted or relation with the speed. For example, this is gear train having two gears with 100 tooth gear. I will read out the numerical. A 100 tooth gear drives a 25 tooth gear. Calculate the gear ratio for the machine teeth. Okay, here gear ratio, the same numerical may be asked in your examination for 1 or 2 marks. So here gear ratio will be equal to number of teeth on driven gear divided by number of teeth on driver gear. That is 125 upon 100, that is 1 by 4, or it can be written as 1:4. The gear ratio is 1:4. Again, speed calculation, one numerical is asked in your examination. The speed calculation. This is the example. A motor gear has 28 teeth and revolutions at 100 rpm. The driven gear has 10 teeth. What is its rotational speed? So driver has 28 teeth. Driven gear has 10 teeth. We have to find out the gear ratio and multiply by the revolutions, that is 100 rpm. So we will get the speed of driven gear. Here the speed of driven gear will be number of teeth of driver divided by number of teeth of driven, that is 28 upon 10 multiplied by 100, that is the speed of motor gear, driven gear, that will be equal to 280 revolutions per minute rpm. This type of numerical in your examination, number of gears may be increased. We have to find out the gear ratio of all. Before that, we see some another type of gears. The one is worm gear and wheel. The worm gear is always the driver gear. Worm is just like a worm which crawls on. So in animation you can clearly see the worm gear and wheels. One is having revolutions in 90 degree to each other, worm and wheel. The next type is rack and pinion. The rack and pinion gear is used to convert between the rotary and linear motion. Rotary motion can be converted into linear one or vice versa. You can see here in animation, one is a rack, another is pinion. Here driver may be the rack or pinion or vice versa. The example for rack and pinion is your car jack. Here the heavy car is lifted by using a rack and pinion mechanism. This is called the rack and pinion mechanism. The linear motion and the rotational motion are related with it. Rotational motions can be converted into a linear one, or linear motions is converted into a rotational one. Then is the bevel gears. Bevel gears are used to transfer the drive through an angle of 90 degree. In the animated view, you can see the working of bevel gears. In your examination, you will be asked the different type of gears and you will have to draw these particular diagrams. When asked in your examination. You will have to explain this gears and working of this. In the previous PPTs, I have told about you that the number of gears can be connected or meshed together, n number of gears can be meshed together. So it has its own ratio. When n number of gears are meshed or engaged together, then it is called the gear trains. So here 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 gears are there. So the ratio, gear trains ratio N5 to N1 is given by N1 to N2 multiplied by N3 to N4 multiplied by N4 to N5. Now in your examination you may be given the number of teeths of all gears and speed of, that is revolutions per minute of any one gear is given, and you will have to find out the revolutions of the other gear. So this type of example can be asked in your examinations. So this is a gear train having n number of gears. Now you see some application of gears. Applications are toys and small mechanisms. You can see when the car, toy car and all these things, we have the gears in toy cars. Appliances, toys and small mechanisms have small, low load, low cost type of gears. Appliances gears have long life, low noise and cost, low to moderate load. Appliances gears, you can see the example of washing machine. Over here the drum is moved or rotated by using the gears. Then is the power transmissions. It has long life, high load and speed. It is majorly used for the transmission of powers. Then aerospace gears. It must have the lightweight, moderate to high load. It can take moderate to high load. The last one is the control gears. It must have the long life, low noise and precision, because it is used as a control one. This is all about the gears. Thank you. We will meet again with different section of mechatronics. Thank you all.